Yes, welcome to tonight's class. Okay, this is IELTS class Thursday evening, and my name is Isaac. Okay, for those joining us for the first time, we've been doing IELTS writing, the type 2. The type 2, which is the part 2, which is the essay writing. I think we've been on it now for the last 2 or 3 lectures thereabout. The first lecture, I mean, in the series of the writing, because we've done some which pertain to speaking, because the class is a cycle. We are in the series of writing now, and in the first class on the writing, I gave a breakdown of all it entails to write the essay, and subsequent lectures, I started breaking each part down. Okay, one of the 2 key parts of the IELTS writing, number 1 is the vocabulary development, where you have to develop enough grammar, enough alternate words, ability to deliberately use alternate words, and use higher expressions and uncommon words. And so the second part is the writing structure in proper. And the last time in this class, I wrote an, let me say, I directed on how to write an essay. We did the introduction, and we did how to structure a paragraph. So I will run through it now, because I said if you have to write, there are things you need to deliberately do if you have to write. I said number 1 thing is you need to understand the question, because if it is a question of justification, okay, if it's a question of justification, you need to know what the question, if the question is asking you to justify a position, it's a why question. If it's a what question, it might be what's the cause of this. And how question, it is a question of solution, so that you can get it properly. Then after decoding the question, I said you need to plan. Number 1 is decode the question. Number 2 is to plan. What do I mean by planning? I want to show the exact slide. Planning means that you need to properly articulate your points before you set sail, before you start writing. Because one thing you can do wrongly is to just start writing, and then you start struggling for coherence, start struggling for words to write, and then you start filling the space with anything. No. So that's the first thing. And the last time in class, this was the, there was a question. Okay, there is a video disturbing us. Okay, please mute from your end. I've mute everybody's from this end, but some people's own, I can't mute it. Please mute from your end. I think I've muted everything. I don't know why I'm still background stuff now. Noise. Okay. Okay, then. Okay, this was the question we considered in the last lecture that I used to cite example of how to write. The question says, for a long time, art has been considered an essential part of all human culture. However, nowadays, people's value have changed, and we tend to consider science, technology, and business more important than arts. What do you think are the causes of this? What can be done to draw people's attention to arts? So after that, what we did was, these are the plan. This is the plan, the points that were raised to be discussed. Someone gave us an idea that, well, the trio of science, business, and technology now So that's why they are more popular. Someone said, makes human think faster. Someone said there was a correlation between the three and the economic value and economic values. Okay. And someone said technology improves work efficiency. Okay, solutions that were created in the process were make heart as equally as popular as science, business, and technology was the fact that creating awareness, because art is a way of life. Someone said that. Someone said we need to entrench it in our academic system, make it part of school curriculum. And please, someone's okay. Please mute as you join, and add economic value to heart, how it translates to economic value. So those were the points raised in class last week, and no, sorry, on Tuesday. And then I said after raising the point, then you need to write the introduction. And I said writing introduction is just about rewriting the question in your own word. And after rewriting the question, if possible, highlight the points. Okay, it's not necessary you highlight the points, but sometimes one thing is that highlighting the points makes it easier, and also highlighting the points makes it easier when you are rounding off or concluding. Okay, so in the last lecture, this was what we were able to draft in the class. As introduction, we wrote 2 introductions live in the class. So if I'm going to be doing anything today, I will still be writing live in the class to act as to let us see that this class is as interactive as possible, because all the points that were raised were not premeditated by me. Okay, they were given by students here, and I developed them, and I encourage students to also go back to their homes and also develop introduction for any topic they can find online and anywhere. Okay, and after that, after the introduction, these are the 2 introductions that were written. We wrote, sorry, this was not the one we wrote. We wrote the main body. We wrote paragraph 2, which is maybe one of the points that was raised. And this is, yeah. Okay, and I said, we should go and work on developing the other part. So this night, I would be, for the sake of those who are joining for the first time, I will be rewriting another paragraph. So after you are, please mute your from your end, please, so that you don't disturb the class. Someone's video is still disturbing us so badly. Okay. So then, this was the paragraph that was written about science and technology being more trendy. And that's why people are embracing science, technology, and business than what do we call it, arts. Now, let me help develop another point for the sake of those who were not here. Okay, the second point that was mentioned, actually, I don't think I can work with it, make human think faster, because I don't think those technology make us think faster. Okay, I said there is a correlation between the 3 and economic values. I think I can work with that. Or, sorry, instead of working with that, let me go to the solution. Let me draft a paragraph about the solution. How can we make art as popular as science, business, and technology? Okay, because we've already discussed one of the reasons why art is less popular. Okay, so now, why we write each paragraph, I indicated that one thing we must do in each paragraph is we must, when you write each paragraph, if you look at my slide, I said every point you raise must be discussed in a separate paragraph. Don't crowd your points. Don't just raise a point and keep raising more points and keep raising points. Every point you raise must be developed and explained. So each point will be in a paragraph. After you've introduced the point, what you need to do is illustrate the point, then you validate the point. Okay, in this way, when you are writing, don't raise 10 points. I say raise 2 points. When you've raised 2 points, discuss the 2 points. It will fetch you more mark than raising 10 points. So now, one of the points that was raised, I will discuss it now. Let me create a space to write. Okay. The point that was raised about solution was, let me go back, creating awareness about art because it's a way of life. Okay, so let me now write. Okay, so to make art popular, again, because according to the question was insinuating that art was previously popular, but there is a kind of shift whereby people now embrace business more than business, science and technology more than art. Okay, I said to make art popular again, okay, there is the need to publicize and create awareness about arts in the mind of the people. Okay, so I have introduced my point. After introducing my point, I need to explain what I mean by publicize or properly illustrate what I meant by that. Don't just say to make art popular again, there is need to publicize and create awareness about art and business, arts in the mind of the people. Okay. People patronize they are familiar with. Okay, people patronize what they are familiar with, and is through publicity.
Go inside and speak to her.
Okay, please mute if you are joining us. It is through publicity that people get to know about events, about
so we will first.
And it is
how to care for the hair.
Through creating awareness about things and issues that people make such things trendy and embrace. Okay, I am writing in
how to take care of the eyes
as much as possible. Okay, I am saying that people patronize what they are familiar with, and it is through publicity that people get to know about events, about life issues, and it is through creating awareness about things and issues that people make such things trendy and embrace those things. So the thing there is that So I am trying to explain that it is publicity that makes things trendy. It is publicity that makes people embrace things.
Do not push
So,
up objects, uncle.
science, okay, are you trying to suggest anything? Someone was talking. Science, business, and technology became trendy or popular through constant jingles and awareness, awareness created on different medias such as social media, TV, radio, and print adverts, amongst many other advertisement platforms. Okay, now from this, I have been able to illustrate my point, and I've also been able to cite examples. I have illustrated my point that it is publicity that makes things get into the consciousness of people, get into the mind of the people, get people familiar with it or with anything. And I also went back to the fact that science, business, and technology have been made popular or trendy through constant jingles. Instead of saying adverts now, because I've been repeating advert, publicity, I want different words that will alternatively replace one another. Okay, jingles created on different media such as social media, TV, radio, and print adverts, among many other advertisement platforms. So by this, the first statement, I introduced the concept I want to discuss. The second statement, I illustrated. And the third statement, I gave example of validation. Okay, so when you make any point for you to score higher, for you to score good mark, you need to illustrate your points. You need to now validate your points if possible. Give examples, give statistics, give site authority. Those are the way to validate. Now, I am going back even to the point that was raised about popularity of science, business, and technology. I said they were made popular and trendy because of regular adverts, regular jingles, regular awareness created in the mind of the people. Okay, that's the best way to write. Every paragraph every point you have needs to be properly illustrated and possibly, if possible, validate those points. Okay, now, after you have written your points, the next thing you need to do is you have written introduction, you've properly illustrated your every point, you've developed them into paragraphs, illustrated, then you need to write a conclusion. Okay, so what does the conclusion entail? Let me go to my slide to show what a conclusion entails. Okay, I said the conclusion should recapture all the points. Sorry about this typo error. Raised and discussed in a summary format. Then let your position be vividly clear. That is if you are taking a side. Okay. And I also highlighted, I said your summary or conclusion is just the same as your introduction, with a few more details from the discussion or arguments you carried out. Okay, so now your conclusion should be a rewrite of your introduction. I'm going to write it now. It should be 1, a rewrite of your introduction, and summary of your discussion. Okay, I'm not writing it 1 on 2 again. So a rewrite of your introduction, let me put it 2, summary of your discussion. So that's what you make your conclusion. You will need to capture everything all over again. I normally say, essay is like, tell them, that's your introduction, tell them, and tell them again. You as the body is tell them again is your conclusion. So you will capture the story once again. I want to throw the floor open before I go into the conclusion. If you have any question thereabout, I will unmute. So that if you have any question, I want you to raise your question. So please raise your question if you have any question.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, I can hear you. Please introduce yourself.
Yes. My name is Akilolu Olusoji, but I think I'm missing something.
Okay.
I joined the class somehow very late.
Okay.
So I think I'm missing out some things.
Okay, what I will do for you actually is if I actually send a message to you on WhatsApp or through Facebook, on that same channel, I will be reposting the recordings of this class. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, so that you can go through it once again. Okay.
All right, no problem.
The previous classes are on record, so you could get them. So now when we does anyone have any other question or contribution, so that before I move ahead? Okay, some people are still muted. You can unmute yourself. Okay, so that you can talk. The problem is the background noise of many. Okay, someone is talking. Okay. Since no one is talking anymore, I will mute again so that I don't hear the background noise. Then I will round up about the well, from whatever link you have joined, I have also attached previous classes to help you. Okay, so that's it from whatever link you joined. So I will be concluding now. So let me go. I think I have moved my slide away from where what I was discussing. Okay. Oh, did I change my slide? Okay. Sorry about the delay. If I can't get there, I'll just, okay, I think I'm getting it now. Okay, this was the paragraph we just discussed. Now we need to recapture everything again in a conclusion. So let me add another a slide so that I can conclude. Okay. So conclusion. The question is, the question was, art, business, and science and technology have been popular in recent times, whereas art has not been popular in retrospect. And we discussed why. One of the points we discussed was science, business, and technology being more trendy because of new inventions keep coming out on daily basis. And the solution that we prefer was the fact that, okay, we need to keep popularizing art the way science, business, and technology is being popularized. So in conclusion, in all, so you need to write something that makes the marker understand that you are actually concluding. You can say in conclusion, you can say finally, you can say in all in all.
Go one
Those are the
first.
things you can in all. Okay, science, business, and technology have occupied, instead of repeating the word trendy, popular, I said occupied the mind of majority in recent times because the three, okay, I'm trying to find a better way of constructing my sentence now, the way it's forming in my mind. Okay, because the three keep churning out new discoveries on daily basis. Discoveries that aid, I want to find a better way to put this, that help businesses and our transactions to move fast as the speed of light. Okay. However, arts can be made popular as the trio if the same energy for publicizing science, business, and technology is poured into making arts or into creating, I don't want to remain awareness about arts. Okay, however, arts can be made popular as the trio of science, business, and technology if, okay, sorry, I'm missing something. However, arts can be made popular as the trio if the same energy for publicizing science, business, and technology is poured into creating awareness about arts. Okay, so this is my conclusion because these are the things we have discussed in the main body. I have been able to properly recapture the question, which is, in all, science, business, and technology, I'm saying, have occupied the mind of the people in recent times because the three keep churning out new discoveries on daily basis. Okay, I was able to match the question or the assignment task itself with one of the points raised. Because the three keep churning out discoveries on daily basis, I now explain discoveries that help business and our transactions to move fast as the speed of light. However, arts can be made popular as a trio if the same energy for publicizing science, business, and technology is poured into creating awareness about arts. Okay, so conclusion, recapture the question, then recapture all the points that you have discussed. If there's a question that needs that you need to reiterate your position, this is the place where you need to also reiterate your position once again. So I hope this has been very helpful, because one of the things you will notice I keep doing is finding alternate words instead of me repeating popular, trendy, okay, awareness in the mind, publicity. I keep changing those words because the moment you keep changing them, your mark will get high. And the moment you keep using expression like this, instead of saying, however, arts can be made popular as the trio, instead of saying the three again, or mentioning them all over again, and say, for, okay, once the energy is poured, instead of saying making arts as popular as by advertising, I said pouring the same energy in creating awareness is a higher expression, alternate expression, higher expression. So the more you are able to alternate your expression, the more you are able to create higher expression, the more you are able to use uncommon words. I think I didn't use many today. In the last lecture, I was very, very deliberate about the usage of words, because the more you are able to alternate your words, gotten the structure as straightforward as this, I don't think you will score less than 7.5. There is no way. Once you don't miss what the question is asking you to do. So that is it. Okay, I will want comment and question. If you have comment, if you have question, so that I will leave you to regurgitate and capture what I have taught tonight. Okay, someone is trying to talk. I think you are still on mute. You can unmute yourself from the other end so that we can hear your comment. Okay, I think I've unmute. Okay. Oh yeah. Onye Kaba, blessing. You were trying to talk initially. So Luwa Lope, your icon is highlighted as if you wanted to talk. Okay, if you are not talking, so should I say the class is well understood and there is no question?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, I can hear you.
Okay, I would say the class is well understood. However, it's how to translate it into practical now.
Okay.
So for instance, I'm thinking, how do I begin writing a paragraph? Because I've heard a lot about transiting words, alternate expressions and all that. So
Okay.
how do I start paragraph or even end?
For the sake of ask two questions. how you can transit,
Yes.
and also how you can use alternate words. Okay. Transition, one of the things I encourage so much is I said read journals, because in reading journals you will see that they use different form of transition. However, I noticed that many IELTS sites recommend that you say firstly, secondly. Okay, I do not have a problem with those formats. However, I will tell you that those formats are elementary. If you say firstly. Now, this was one of the points that we raised the last time. I said the trio of science, business, and technology are very trendy amongst the present generation. Okay, if there was any paragraph I wanted to add, I can say in addition, also, or secondly, because that is indicating that that is my second point, or that is an additional point. However, you will notice that tonight, when I wrote the last paragraph was just about solution. Where did I write it? These are other paragraphs that I've written before in other classes. Okay, I said to make hearts popular again, because this was a separate paragraph. The first paragraph was talking about why science, business, and technology were more popular. Possibly, though I did not discuss a second point, because I want us to go do that. It doesn't matter whether I discuss the second point, it's still going to follow the same procedure. That's why I said, let me now come to the paragraph of solution, because the question asks us to do two things. Identify the reasons why science, business, and technology were more popular and trendy amongst the people than arts. And it also mandated that we profile solutions on how to make arts just as popular as science, business, and technology. So tonight, I initially took us to what we discussed the last time, which was about why science, business, and technology so popular. And tonight we discuss about the solution. This is the paragraph of the solution. I said to make, there's no better way, nothing to transit. I am just trying to say at this point, I am giving solution to make arts popular again. You could start anywhere. You could say, okay, one of the key things to make arts popular, or one of the solutions to making arts popular is, okay, but I started with to make arts popular again, there is need. If I have a second opinion, I can say another thing that can be done to make arts popular, because I've already raised an initial point. Or I can say in addition, you can transit with those. Now, when it comes to using alternate words and alternate words means synonyms. Okay, let me highlight some synonyms that I've used here. I have used publicize. Sorry, I'm trying to highlight it in color. I've used publicize. I have used create awareness. I have used familiar. I have used publicity. I have used trendy. I have used in publicity. I have also used jingles. Okay, so I have used advertisement platforms, because those are words that could replace one another. And how do you develop this? I said, when you read on daily basis, I do the vocabulary development recordings. And in one of the classes, I did vocabulary development. I will still go back to it sometime. Yes, I will still do that. But these are the ways you read, you see a word, you try to find the synonyms. And even in our daily discussion, we use all these words. Okay. So when you are writing and you keep repeating a particular word, you need to find a replacement for that word, except there is no replacement. And also, you need to learn expressions. It's a deliberate thing. Expressions that are higher than the common daily engagement. I think one of the expressions I used tonight was this. Is poured into creating awareness. So, but today I didn't use any very uncommon word. If you're able to also bring uncommon words that people do not use every day, and the only way to find those uncommon words is when you read articles. And I said, you might not be able to read many books, but if you can read articles, one article a day, you will learn a lot. One good article. And in previous classes, I have some journal sites to us. And most of the people that are on WhatsApp, on Facebook page, I do regularly send articles. So let me start talking. It seems someone wants to talk so that I don't talk at length. Okay. In this introduction, I said the factor responsible for such shifts instead of saying such change. Okay, once you're able to use those kind of expression, your mark will start going up. But you need to read for your mind to have those things, because every day we use low-level English to interact, even most times in our workplace. So we need to deliberately develop the attitude through reading journals and good articles. Okay, so is there any question? Okay, if there is no question, is there any comment?
Hello?
Yo, hello, I can hear you. What's your name, please?
Akilolu.
Okay, Mr. Akilolu, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
When you said using firstly and secondly is kinda cheap, how about when we use one of those reasons,
Yes.
or one of the reasons?
Yeah, I prefer one of the reasons.
Okay.
Also, in addition, look, if you are stranded and you can't easily recollect, you can write firstly, you can write secondly, but I think there are two elementary in transition.
Okay.
The only thing is that write in paragraphs. If you write in paragraph, definitely the person you are writing for knows that you have transited.
Okay.
Yes. And also use, if you are raising 2 points, in addition, also support what has been raised initially. Okay, so find a way of just not being regular. Use something higher. Those things fetch you mark. Yes. Okay.
All right.
You are.
Hello.
Hello. Someone is.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, we can hear you. What's your name, please?
You know that my cap is.
My name is Tolu Walope.
Okay.
Probably
Go ahead, please.
I would like to ask, is this training for both general and academic writing?
Yes, but this writing that I did tonight is for both the general and academic.
Oh,
The
okay.
writing one, that's where there is a difference between academic and general. Whenever I'm going to do academic, I will let people know so that you don't waste your time. But tonight is for the general and the academic. It's essay. Everyone will write an essay. It is in the type 1 that there is a difference. People doing academic will analyze graph, chart, or map. And those doing general will write a letter, either formal, semi-formal, or informal letter. Okay, so have I been able to answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Is there any further question or comment? Okay.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Yeah. What I want to ask is that there is a particular side of the question in IELTS that has to do with opinion. Either you support or you against.
I understand.
So you.
Okay.
Hello. You wanted to say something.
Okay, you said it has to do with opinion. What was your question? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, my question is that those side of the IELTS test, you have to put down 2 paragraphs. I mean, when you're answering it, you have to answer in 2 paragraphs.
Yes, because you are asked to state your opinion about an issue. For example, I've done it before, even on online classes, because you're asked to state your opinion. For example, if the question is saying women are better parents than men, okay, what do you think, or what is your opinion, or to what extent do you agree? Or the question is saying some people believe that women are better parents, while some believe that men are better parents. To what extent do you agree or disagree, or what is your opinion? That is the question I generalize as why question, because you are going to take a side and justify your position. It is still the same way. For example, if I say women are better parents because they spend more time with the children than the fathers, okay, that is a point. And I need to explain the point. And I need to possibly validate the point. It is still going to take this same format. So women are better parents because they spend more time with their parents, with the children. Okay, I can say traditionally, women are home keeper. They stay more often at home and with the children. So I'm explaining myself. Okay, so traditionally, I might not even need to cite example, because traditionally, maybe that's the role the society traditionally gave to women. Okay, so under that same point, I will discuss that is illustrate. If I have a validation or an example, life situation, just like I said traditionally, that's the life situation. I may not need any other validation aside that. Okay, so it's the same way you have written, please, every point you raise, discuss it in a paragraph. If you want to compare, you just bring the comparison. You can say, yes, women spend at least 12 hours a day with the children, whereas in the case of the father, they spend an average of 3 to 4 hours a day. You are still discussing the issue of women and discussing this better parents because they spend more time. Okay, so it is still this same format. I hope I've made it very clear.
Yes, sir, very clear.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, who else has a question? I know we must all be tired. So nobody is okay. Afyong, you have a question again?
Yes.
Okay.
Following on to the question the gentleman asked, if you have to answer to such a question, do you necessarily have to take a position, or you can be in between, writing on both sides? What exactly is the right
You
thing
can
to
take a position and you can be in the middle. You can say you believe both parents have a role to play, so you can't say women are better parents. Once they say, what is your opinion, or to what extent do you agree or disagree, you can stay in the middle. But I need to put a but. Stay with the point that you can properly defend. That's one of the things I said in the earlier part of the lecture, in previous lecture. Don't be swayed by the morality of the question. Be swayed by the points you can defend. Because the marker is not swayed by any sentiment. It's swayed by you being able to persuade him or her with your points. Okay, so that's it. Okay. Who else has another question? Have I been able to answer your question?
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Who else has a question? Okay. Seems no one. Okay, so I would like to say thank you for joining this class, and thank you for contributing. Thank you for taking your time. And for those who want to participate fully, you can get across. The Thursday is always free, but if you want to be a paid student, you can join the Tuesday, and you will also be having opportunity for a personal training in areas that you have serious weaknesses and challenges. Okay, so I would like to say thank you and good night.
Good night.
Okay, so good night.
Sorry, please don't forget to share the video for tonight.
I will definitely. I will.
All right.
So good night, everyone. Have a good night rest.
Thank you.
Night.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.